One issue I've seen games run into time and time again is that running out of cards or meaningful game actions isn't fun, so over time the amount of cards that replace themselves and cost of cards draw becomes lower. Do you think that this is an inevitable aspect of 1v1 card games, or is there some room to innovate there? The problem with having too much card draw for me is it becomes too easy to KO your opponent, right? In general, I think that, you know, you want to have like a decent amount of draw because, yeah, having low draw is super boring. Pokemon Pocket is a great example of a game being pretty much unplayable just because there isn't enough draw in it. It like it's better now. It's better now, but on release and for the first like 2 to 3 releases after that, if your opponent has a good opening hand and you don't, you never draw out of it. You just don't, because the game has one draw card. So all decks felt incredibly inconsistent, but like one player would draw slightly better than the other one and just destroy them. So that's Pokemon Pocket, prime example of not enough draw in a card game. But on the other side, Pokemon Not So Pocket, like the actual Pokemon trading card game, so they have all the all the draw. The whole game is just draw and tutors left and right. You will always, you know, like you're gonna have a way to refresh your hand, you're gonna have a way to search for a Pokemon pretty much every turn. And the way that they deal with that is the game's mechanics do not, they gate how much progress you can make towards winning in a turn. So you can't just, like you can in Hearthstone and Magic, where if you draw enough, you can pretty much guarantee that you'll hit your OTK. You can't really do that in Pokemon because you can only take, you know, 1 or 2 prizes in a turn, and you need to take 6 overall. I'm gonna do this one because I don't want to like fill my hand with I don't want to clutter my hand with the expired merchant. So I think you can have heavy draw and tutor, and like Pokemon is very board focused, right? Like it's about positioning what your active Pokemon is and what you're going to have on your bench as far as liabilities for your opponent to bring up with cards and stuff. There's a lot of board positioning and board setup involved in Pokemon that handles that keeps the game interesting despite there being so much consistency through the draw and the tutoring. So like if we're talking about like minion combat games like Magic and Hearthstone, how much draw you give the game can bite you in the butt a little, I guess, but I don't know. Posior, thank you so much for the 38 months, my friend. How are you? I think cards like Neralax and like Neralax, Aviana, Murmur, things that when found just end the game from any board state are a much bigger problem for games like this than heavy draw is. Because kind of to your point, like you don't want to run out of things to play, right? You don't want it to... Hearthstone was pretty boring during the time periods when, all right, I'm going to play a 2-on-2, a 3-on-3, a 4-on-4, a 5-on-5, and, you know, it'll go how it goes. You know, Curvestone is boring. You want to have options in hand. You want to feel like you can make some decisions each turn. So having more draw is good. But if you're going to have a lot of draw, you can't have the stuff you find be like too game ending. Does this ruin their Geppetto? Right? Because like this stuff didn't die, or does Geppetto go by based off of playing? Is Geppetto play or Geppetto die? My question was mainly motivated from a short stint back to Magic where I was shocked to see how many early Cantrists existed outside of dedicated aggro decks. What did I think about the Switch 2 Nintendo Direct? I didn't really look at it. They're coming out with a new Mario Kart, right? Like, so for me, buying a Nintendo product is just kind of guaranteed because I'm gonna play every Pokemon game, I'm gonna play every Smash Brothers game till the end of time. So like, I don't really go out of my way to watch that stuff. Does it look good? New Mario Kart and a new 3D Donkey Kong game. Yeah, that's the other thing is like I'm kind of a die-hard Nintendo fan, but not with all Nintendo games. It's like they've locked me into in for life for Smash Brothers and Pokemon, and then anything else is kind of like, I mean, I guess I could play that, but I'm not like excited about it. Switch stuff is grossly overpriced. I did see that. I did see that. Chat, do you think Geppetto here wants to draw me a Glinda? Oh, sick. Got to use Geppetto, and we actually got to do the OTK as desired, right? Like as intended. 1, 2. That's pretty good. Last few Pokemon games give you hope for the future they're headed forwards. I don't know. What I want more than anything, I really want them to start releasing like retro style games, like not just re-releases of the games that I liked from the first 5-ish gens, but like I want them to make new top-down 2D sprite games that are meant to be novel, because you know how like sometimes you release games that way stylistically just as an art piece. Like I would love them to start doing that, and like just, you know, yeah, you know how right now they're doing basically one well, I guess, okay, what they did most recently is they did like 3, right? So they did the main game Sword and Shield, and then they did the remake Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, and then they did a new off the beaten path idea with Arceus. So like throw in a 3D sprite or a 2D sprite game in there somewhere, you know, like every once in a while just like release a game that's built that's like pixel. Give me an old pixel game. That'd be so fun. Please give me Pokemon games with sprites. It's like, if you look at here, where's a good one? Yeah, let's just go with Pikachu. Pikachu sprite. How much characters this all has, right? Yeah, okay. Then you compare it to what they've done with, like, this is how it'll look in like XY on, right? And then compare that to like this, you know, like they had so much emotion. All the ones now, they just kind of sit there. Like, oh, like this is so much more fun to me. I don't know. I do know. I don't not know. Alright, well, we have a Marker Burger. Gen 1 Pikachu is so chunky, you love him? Yeah. Happy Sunday, 6-Step. Tried turning into a Clark stream. A Clark stream. Heard 8 million complaints in about 30 seconds, and thus I am back here. Should I complain? I should complain more. Chat, what am I doing? I'm not complain maxing. I'm not complain maxing, chat. What's wrong with me? What should I complain about? All the imbue mage? I have been complaining. I've been complaining about modern Pokemon games. You sure face a lot of imbue mage? I do face a lot of imbue mage. I agree 100%, but I'm also nostalgic for sprites. I think I'm pretty good at differentiating between when I'm just used to something or when I actually prefer it, and I think in this case I just prefer it. Like, I think the sprites actually add a ton of character to the game that's kind of lost in the 3D models. I find it hilarious how Snorlax used to be lazy as heck in his sprites, and now he stood up perfectly fine, completely relaxed. Yeah. Yeah. Do all standard players hate the game? Just all players, period, hate the game, right? Why would you play this game for fun when you could play it because you hate it? Okay, since I drew this with Symphony, I am not trying to choke all. I was like, wait a second, I kind of ruined it, didn't I? But no, I didn't. I don't need Teosera, do I? Except I do want to play this turn. So maybe I'll do this. Should have played Reno first. Yeah. That's nothing.
We're gonna be
rich. Standard players hate it. Wild players hate it. Twist players, not real. Arena players hate it. Yeah, true. True. I should complain about Ice Block? Alright, I'll complain about Ice Block. Chat, you want to hear something funny? I actually don't mind Ice Block right now. Like, it's solid alibi, if anything. I think we've gone past the time when Ice Block is the reason why Hostage Mage is frustrating. I think that time has passed. How's that for a take? I would love to draw Marker Burger, because I just put a Tight-Lip Witness in my ETC, and then as long as I can pop the block, I can win, right? I've been saying that nerfing Alibi or Skater would do more to the deck. Yeah, that's the problem. Like, Skater changed everything. Like, before you would just get, if you could get the mage down really fast, and once they're down, their alibis aren't useful anymore, right? Like, once they're low, the alibis aren't useful. And it was hard for them to heal. So, like, you could put the mage on a clock, and it was the reason that Ice Block was annoying is because if they chained a bunch of them, it didn't matter, right? So you would have to run the tech. Now it's kind of like you don't really put them on the same clock anymore because they have a million jillion armor with Skater. So wow, I talked a lot during that turn, I guess. Didn't mean to. Sure. This, I guess, I don't know. Did I get anything good? Ooh, got their ice block. Oh, I got a buddy, that's nice. Ice block is the most based card, that's true. It's as based as it is. Just playing around skater but not playing minions, too true, too true. Too true. Uh-oh. Objection. Glinda, help me. Where are you, Glinda? I don't know, like I can't really... This only buys me so much time, right? Like, I can't really hold out forever. I don't have like armor or anything. How much are they dealing right now? 9? Cheapers. Yeah, like, I have to top deck Glinda now, basically. Oh, good. Have you considered, you know, being as skilled as I am? Mage. Have you considered it? Alright, why don't you get wrecked? Why don't you get wrecked by my pigs? All my pigs. Gets me pig, gets me a discard. Is that good? Ooh, at least give me an 8. Nice. Have I played with unnerfed Azurite Snake? I have not. Maybe I should. It strikes me as the type of deck that it's going to be hard to get views out of. Like, how do I turn that into a value deck? I don't know. Because if I turn it into a turbo snake deck, I'm not going to get any YouTube views. Know what I mean? Feel me, bros? Azurite Snake got you a lot of views? Nice. Nice. Hey, if you send me the list, I'll take a look at it. That'll be cool. Fractured power. I pulled Signature Magabaga. Should I craft Glinda now? I do think you should. Alright, you have to craft it. How else will you have a Glinda in your collection? You know what I mean? Chicken. Oh. Well, now I have this already. Curator, you're fired. Bounty board? Oh no, it's Draka DK. Too true. Yeah, thanks, Booger. The card of all time. It is a card of all time, it's true. Time to light a fire under this spaghetti. Oh, not the quick draw value. Anything but the quick draw value, chat. Wing welding. Should I wait? Opponent, let me win. Don't you dare play the Spagooties against me. Can you beat Quick Draw DK? I don't know. I don't know. It's a tough one. Hard to say for sure. Did they play a DK card? Not yet. Now they have. Oh. Alright, Shogal, where you at? I summon you. Come forth, Shogal, and answer for your crimes. Mistress into 2 Renos. That does seem like a good idea. I might just do that. I don't know that I did this perfectly, chat. But at least I did it some way. Perfect. It left the only one I wanted to kill. Is this last year's standard DK? 2 years ago standard DK?
Looking for a standoff? Careful, it's against me.
Where, oh where has my Cho'Gall gone? Where, oh where can it be? Do I need the stuff that's currently in my hands? No, right? I just need Cho'Gall and whatever.
The menagerie is for guests.
Cho'Gall and Glinda. So no reason I can't just do this. Oh, there's Glinda. No Cho'Gall yet, but we'll handle that with this Polkelt.
If power is what you seek, knowledge is what I provide.
Chat. You know what? Cho'Gall will be the highest cost card. It'll tie with Geppetto, but 50% shot. But it'll reshuffle the deck, so if we miss, it's bad, huh? Never mind. Time grows short. Don't do it. Rude. Okay. Cho'Gall? Nope. Oh, that's not Dredge, is it? No. I'll take this one. Oh, but it is Dredge. It is, but it isn't. Well, poop.
All are nourished when the cycle renews.
You simply lack perspective.
This one's harder to trade off, and we want the board space. Alright, Shogal might be next. Might be next. Just let him excavate? Alright. They can excavate. I accept it. I accept their excavations. Mm-hmm. Wow. I forgot what the DK reward does. It summons your biggest and gives it lifesteal and reborn, I think. This is quite the slow bees. I'll say that much. These have been some of the longest turns in the history of Death Knight. Pretty sure.
Ready, sir.
Ready, sir. Oh, I don't want that back. Wee.
Looking for a standoff? Careful, it's against me.
Wait, just give me the same one right back? That's hilarious. Recruiter and Raza similar times. Yeah, that was my favorite little include from the olden times. Like back when Raza Anduin was standard current, I used to run Recruiter in the wild version just because I would run out of value, and it was nice value. I could either use it to clear a board and have tempo, or I could use it to like to finish them off if they were halfway dead. You know, like it was good times. I think Shallow Grave is definitely worth a spot in this deck. Is that the one that triggers the death rattle? Why do I need that? All right, well, here we go.
Shadows rise to meet you.
Looking for a standoff? Careful, it's against me.
Tremble before the scraps of the Bragbergs. Tremble before the scrap of the Bragbergs. What do you guys think the actual voice line is? So cool again when we get support for older archetypes, like what they did for Librams. Like that's the best part of Yu-Gi-Oh! For sure, yeah. I do hate that so many Hearthstone archetypes go to wild to die. Did you know I theory crafted this deck first, by the way? Literally the day Amalgam was released, I sent a deck list similar to this in the Discord, except later I switched to a Dorian Shuffle version. Wow. That's cool.
I see you.
How do we measure who theory crafted a deck first? Is it the, cause like, my favorite thing will be people wake up at different times, right? If you look all over the world. So depending on when a card is released, there'll be like really obvious synergies like Glinda, Maga, and you know, someone will claim ownership of the archetype just because they woke up early enough to see it before someone who also, you know, spotted it instantly. But they just like woke up at a later time. Easy source, trust me, dude. Sure. Well, they're saying they posted it in my Discord, but like that's like extra bothers me because it's like if I show Martian something fast enough, I get to claim that it was my deck because now he like, look, I've shown it to you. Now if you ever do this, it was my idea. I don't know. I ain't talking. I was expecting that to be a Kobold Shiny Fighter or something, but it was an ETC. The origin for this list is JF said they'd seen a Reno list with a Cho'Gall whatever interaction, and they copy pasted it from wherever they found it, and then I modified it a little. So this actually is like, this isn't my idea at all. Only Raynad can invent Hearthstone decks, true. It's like how people think Astral Communion with Forest Lord Cenarius was my creation, and it's like, bro, I just made a video on it. There were probably 50 people already who saw Cenarius would be, sure, yeah. Like, my famous story with that is in Pokemon. I went to a pre-release for Delta Species with my dad, and afterwards, I came home and was super excited to build Dragonite Metagross, like the Delta Species versions of those cards. The TLDR on that one is the Metagross would do damage for energies in play, and the Dragonite would help you get energies in play. And my dad and I were, this is, by the way, this is before the internet was like what it is today, as far as like, actually, do I want that out of Cho'Gall? That's actually pretty good out of Cho'Gall, isn't it? Okay. Oh, I should have played this. Bad Marshy. So like there weren't actually ways to quickly net deck after a release. So like we went to the tournament, I pulled a Metagross and a Dragonite, and then I was like, oh my goodness, I want to build this. And so my dad and I got home and we started tinkering. And what we came up with was like maybe 2 cards off the meta build, what ended up being the meta build. And so like, first of all, I didn't go around saying, hey, I invented that, you all stole it from me. I was just like, I always thought it was just funny, is like, wow, we like basically came up with that deck. And my dad pointed out some things are just like obvious / intended synergies, right? Like there are just some card interactions that when, you know, as soon as a new card comes out, what people think is like, oh my goodness, we could do that. And I think Amalgamaga plus Glinda is one of them. Like it's just kind of like a bunch of different people are going to come up with that, so it's not really worth like talking about who has ownership of the original idea. I'm gonna do this first so that all I get back is Glinda. That seems prudent. And then I guess I have to chill for a turn. I want to do this. Just got done working on my car and my hands are filthy. You're better than a podcast for manual labor, Marshy. Thank you. I got you, friend. It'd be so funny if in a week from now we got patch notes that reverted Cho'Gall due to an unintended interaction with our Margabarga. That would be funny. I do know for a fact that I'm the first person to come up with the infinite Velen Mill DK thing with Selfish Shellfish, Trapdoor Spider, Death Growl, and Threads of Despair. Okay. Yeah. And, like, there are some things that are obvious, like, one person came up with them. I've got one of those. I just got just one. Well, as far as meta decks go, I got just one. Well, like there's stuff that's like really unique, like the I guess I tossed this. No, I can never a Mega Bag this turn, so I shouldn't worry about it. Okay. Like, you'll get whole decks that are like out of nowhere, like Cthulhu the Shattered Druid for me. But if we're talking about like, hey, there's a new card, and then you do go with the obvious interaction, I don't know. It's like, I think it's pretty difficult to take ownership of that. What was the deck I came up with? The meta deck that I came up with was Cthulhu the Shattered Druid. That's the one I feel comfortable taking complete credit on. This will give me my Mega Bag. What's left in the deck is, so I have this in hand, so this is going to draw 2. I'll be fine. Then we'll just get them next turn. Martian invented Untapped Potential Druid too. Yeah, like that's another one where I've done some goofy stuff where, you know, people have played it even though it's not like a real meta deck. Cthulhu the Shattered Druid is like a Marshy original that was actually a meta deck. There have been plenty of Marshy stupids that people have played just because they watch me. Like, am I, you guys are talking about Untapped Potential Druid like it's real. Is it on even? Is it on HS Guru? I would be shocked. I would be shocked, chat. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Something here labeled Druid. No, not quite. Never mind. Oh my goodness, Astral Communion is on HS Guru. That's hilarious. Yo, JF, thank you so much for the 24 months, my friend. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Time for this to not count as damage for my funny secret here. It's supposed to protect them. Wee. I'll miss you, opponent. Enjoy your grave.